I just recently got into like a big debacle on like one of my Steam reviews. You can go check it out if you want to, Luis. Just go to my Steam profile and go to my reviews. Go to my Stalker 2 review. Yeah, so it's about the performance of the game, and a lot of people got really angry at the review, specifically calling my hardware poor quality, which is interesting because, yeah, this hardware is on the older side, and the graphics card is entry level. But I'm pretty well aware of what this is capable of, and I've played other UE5 games, and Stalker 2 still is just one of the worst performing ones that I've played. That's just to me, and I know this is not comparable because it's not a UE5 game. I know Warhammer, like, they have their own engine that they use from Focus and whatnot, but talk about a stupendous looking engine that supports, like, modern stuff and looks great. And, like, I'm running it with FSR and it's upscaled. But I also mentioned in some of my replies that like a large amount of my gameplay for Stalker 2 was also in 1080p, and the performance difference really is not that much. Like, I feel like the game's performance issues are way more intrinsic than just like resolution and frame rates for the power of graphics cards, because what just happened? I can't see anything. But yeah, I have a 7600 XT 16 gigabyte. And sure, I knew what kind of performance I could have expected out of it, but like, I know people who have way more powerful hardware, and their performance is still terrible at a large amount of settings. There were people in my replies who had mentioned that they got good performance. Good for them. Glad for them. There's a lot of people who have had my exact experience, and I feel like the game's reviews reflect that. So I don't think it's exactly ridiculous or egotistical to come out and mention about, like, hey, even if this is, like, a me problem, like, which, honestly, it could be. I'm comfortable thinking that. But, like, that me problem is also a lot of other people's problem, too, because a lot of reviews share my sentiment. So at what problem does, like, a user error become, like, a case for poor design or poor development? Just my perspective. I want to play the new Silent Hill, but they have the same performance problems. Isn't that game using, like, the new RE engine that they use for Monster Hunter Wilds? Or is that using, like, a modified UE5? Because whatever implementation that they used for LOD looked like Nanite, and Nanite looks like ass. Like, it really... I don't know why it looks so poor. It's just because it's noisy. Everything turns to grain in like the larger field of view. So you can either have TAA on, which kind of blurs it all together and makes it just look like a mirage almost, or you could have the grain, which Stalker 2 relies on completely. That's another thing. If you want to have any type of anti-aliasing that is not like TAA or TSR, FSR, whatever, XESS, like nothing that is based off of like super sampling or multi-sampling, if you want to have like FXAA turned on, the game is going to look like actual dog's ass, because the way that the game does LOD is it kind of turns everything that's in a slight bit of distance to just a pure grainy look. So yeah, if you want to play with FXAA for the sharper visuals, screw you. You're going to see grain everywhere, and you don't get it all. You don't get the pleasure of having it all mushed and smushed together by temporal super resolution and temporal super anti-aliasing, whatever the hell it is. TAA can look good, by the way, and so can FSR. Case in point, this game, I'm using FSR, and it looks fantastic right now. Fantastic. Performance is really good, too. I don't know, man. UE5 is just doing... Like, there's great games made on UE5, but they just are a diabolical, just horrible experience to try and run on a whole slew of systems. Though for people like me, especially with, like, more entry-level hardware, yeah, especially. But yeah, advocate for the change you want to see. That's why I write reviews like that. My God, reload your gun when I tell you to, please. Bonk.